This week on Riley Roams, we keep it local and show you a couple of the attractions near our hometown. We explore the newly reopened Blue Ridge Tunnel and make our way through the mile-long, unlit former railroad tunnel. Then we show off a local oddity, the Natural Chimneys of Virginia. These bizarre-looking rock formations tell a story that goes back 500 million years when the Shenandoah Valley was an inland sea. Finally, we show off a local food truck turned brick and mortar called Urgie's, and Riley finally gets her Virginia French fry. Come along with us as we show you a few draws of the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia.
We are still in Virginia, just outside of our hometown. We are going to do the Blue Ridge Tunnel, also known as the Crozet Tunnel. This is an old railroad tunnel. It's been abandoned for years, but a few years ago they opened it as a hiking trail. So it's like 4.8 miles round trip. The tunnel itself is almost a mile long. So we're just going to walk through the woods and we're just going to explore the trail and see what we see.
French immigrant Claudius Crozet designed the Blue Ridge Tunnel and was its chief engineer. Crozet predicted that the Blue Ridge Tunnel would be finished by 1853, but the unexpected hardness of the rock, especially greenstone on the east side, turned out to be an almost unbeatable opponent. When the crews finally broke through the middle on December 23, 1856, not only did the tunnels meet exactly, but Crozet's calculations were found to be so precise that only 1/2 inch separated their alignment. Upon its completion, it became the longest railroad tunnel in the United States at 4,273 feet in length and was considered to be one of the engineering wonders of the modern world. Records show that about 800 Irishmen and 40 enslaved African American laborers worked on the tunnel. The Blue Ridge Tunnel was used until 1944 when it was replaced by a wider and taller tunnel for larger modern locomotives. On September 21, 2020, the Blue Ridge Tunnel was officially reopened as a linear park between Augusta and Nelson County, Virginia.
We are hoping to get back out on the road and explore in the next few weeks, but until then we thought we'd show you off some of our local flavor of the Shenandoah Valley. So we are currently in Mount Solon, Virginia at the Natural Chimneys Park. And if you're not from this area, you've probably never heard of this place before, but to us Shenandoah Valleyans, this is a really special and unique place. So we're going to take you around the park, going to do a couple of trails, and of course we're going to show off the very famous Natural Chimneys. And despite what you think, this is not the natural chimney that I'm talking about.
Having been completely submerged by a vast but shallow inland sea 500 million years ago, the chimneys themselves are made up of numerous layers of compacted sediment. Within some of these layers, the fossilized remains of the sea creatures that once thrived here can be found. Equally as important to the formation, and perhaps more important to the preservation of the chimneys, were the sponges that inhabited the sea. As the sponges grew, they secreted a silicone-like substance which solidified to form a type of stone that is considerably harder than the sedimentary rock in which it is found. Over time, enormous upward pressures of magma and widespread geological upheaval combined with erosive forces of water and destroyed weaker layers of stone. The rock formation includes 7 rock chimneys that range in height from 65 to 120 feet above the ground.
Well, we were planning to take the Cedar Ridge Trail, which kind of goes around the majority of the park, but there is a ton of deadfall, so I guess we will not be taking that trail. It goes a little bit down that direction, and I don't see any down trees yet, so I think we're just going to walk down there and see what we see. So we were wondering when we were going to start going up, and we have reached the point that goes up. Last week's video, Candice said she wanted to do a hard hike, and here she is, using a rope to get up top.
Didn't realize I was doing that.
Okay, so we have made it to the top of the Natural Chimneys overlook. We came up the back way, and that was pretty steep, as you saw by the ropes. Natural Chimneys has a special place in my heart because when I was 15 years old, this fencing over here was my Eagle Scout project. So we had to bring all the wood up, we had to dig some supports, but all the split rail fence and the chain link fence in front of that was the work of me and about 20 other people, I think, over 15 years ago, so it's cool that it's still there. I did have a bench up here that was chained to this tree, but less than a year after I finished it, I came back up and somebody had tossed the bench over. There are benches now, and very smartly they have cemented them into the ground. They learned from my bench being thrown over the edge, but it's not a giant overlook. There's not a whole lot of space up here, but it is absolutely beautiful. Mountains in the far distance are the Alleghenies, and right over those mountains is the wild and wonderful West Virginia. And we've got a whiny puppy today. It's not that cold, I just don't think she's happy to be out here right now.
I think she's hungry.
I think she's hungry. Also, in the last video, Candice sounded funny because she was sick. I'm not sick, but something's going on with my voice, so sorry for the deep and sultry Batman style voice you guys are getting today.
Do you have anything to say, Miss Pete?
So one of the other really cool things about Natural Chimneys, Candice and Riley are in the car, it's a little bit colder than we thought it was going to be today, is they actually have a jousting tournament here every single year. So if you're not familiar with jousting, I'll insert a little quick clip right here so you know what that looks like. But in addition to them just doing jousting, this is the home of the longest running continual sporting event in the entire country. They have been doing this tournament here every single year since 1821. Yeah, 201 years jousting at Natural Chimneys. I thought it would be really interesting to set up the tripod, grab a stick, Candice grabs a stick, and we just run at each other, but she wasn't interested. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the point of view footage of what the horse sees when it's running down the track. That's where my little demonstration ends, but so that's just kind of cool. The oldest running sporting event in American history. Cool. So we have made it back into the city of Harrisonburg from Mount Solon out at Natural Chimneys, and the two of us thought that while we're still in Virginia, maybe we should cross something off of Riley's list.
The fry.
The Virginia French fry. So where'd we go, babe? What'd we pick up?
First off, she's had lots of Virginia French fries, but we've never filmed one. So we went to Urgie's. Urgie's?
No,
Urgie's.
I'm sorry, I was just looking at you because you're so pretty.
I thought you were looking at me like I said it. So we went to Urgie's. They have a cute little place in downtown Harrisonburg, and it's famous for their cheesesteaks.
It's also famous for how expensive they are. We jokingly go to here like a couple times a year because they're pretty pricey, but it's really good. It's worth it.
Very good.
It's expensive.
Might be the best cheesesteak I've ever had. I've also never had like a proper Philly cheesesteak.
I think the best Philly cheesesteak I ever had, there's this really small restaurant called Subway. And you walk in and they have sandwich artists. We did have to get some specialty made fries because typically their fries come with You said it was like a garlic oil or something?
Yeah, they're cooked in garlic oil, and then they have some kind of, like, kind of spicier seasoning on them, so hopefully they gave us some just plain french fries, because that's what I asked for.
Yeah. All right, Riley. This is your first official recorded Virginia French fry.
I think she's a fan.
Yeah, I think so. So typically, our order is, I forgot what it was called.
I think they just call it the Philly special or something now. But it's a 12-inch, so a foot-long sub, and then it's got your typical Philly cheesesteak fixins on it. But it's also got like hot cherry peppers, hot sauce, pepperoni, which is a little odd, but it's good. Yeah.
Woo! There is going to be no graceful way for me to eat this, so. Whew. I'm just going to grab and rip. Woo! Oh my gosh. All right. Urgie's cheesesteak. Oh, I forget how hot that hot sauce is. Wow, really good, really spicy. I think we got provolone on this one. It's got the peppers, onions. It comes with mushrooms, but we have that taken off. So I don't like mushrooms. But it's really, really good, as you can see. So one of these is perfect for 2 people, and then you still don't want to move for 20 minutes when you're done. We're going to finish the hoagie, eat our french fries and our tater tots, and head back to the house. So I guess we'll see y'all somewhere. But all this little split rail fence. But all the split rail fence.
12 foot. A 12 foot.
A 12
That's why
foot
it's so
filly.
expensive. We get a 12 footer. No, it's a 12-inch.
This is a 12 footer. Very glad Candice is not working construction, or we'd have some really messed up looking houses around here.
Oh my goodness, Miss Candice.
I really thought that was your phone. And I was like, that sounded way harder than just hit.
Thanks for watching Riley Roams. Please subscribe to our channel to keep up with all of our travels. Don't forget to hit that like button and leave us a comment below about your favorite part of this video.